Summer is here, and for many, that means more time with friends, family, and community events. But for those in recovery, the season can also bring added pressures and triggers. Joining us this morning to talk about navigating those challenges is Tim Grigsby with the Dallas 24-Hour Club. Good morning, Tim. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
Hey, I'm great, Tiffany. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much for being here with us this early on a weekend morning. Let's get to the first question. What makes summer especially hard for people in recovery?
I think one of the things that makes summer hard for people in recovery is just getting out of routines. My son graduated eighth grade the other day. He's home. People are leaving town. People are coming in town, and it's similar to like being in an exercise routine. Like you're in a routine. We thrive in structure, support, accountability, and doing the same thing every day. And then it just starts to get really lax and we can kind of go to sleep on it, and that's not good. Staying in great habits is one of the things that we need to do.
Do you feel like sometimes people underestimate the impact of social settings like cookouts and holidays, things like that?
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, it's sometimes it's easy to get overconfident, and that's not a good thing. I think just staying like in that structure, in those really great habits, and then having a plan around those things, not keeping it to myself, and talking to the people that I'm around, and going into those things with a plan.
You said talking to people around. So we know, there are holidays like 4th of July that can obviously center around alcohol. How important is the community when helping people in recovery?
Well, it's so important to have a community and not fight this battle alone because that's impossible for a lot of people. And having a place like Dallas 24-Hour Club, which is really a recovery community for all. You can go up there anytime and get some help and talk to somebody or help somebody else, which ultimately, you know, helps yourself and really your community, your people, at a time and a place which is good. You kind of explain to people, hey, this is why I can't do things like that. This is why I can't drink alcohol on the 4th of July. And most people, if you explain it to them, they're totally cool with it and very supportive. It's when we kind of hide it or really think about it too much and get in our heads that we can get into some trouble.
Yeah, that makes sense. For people watching who may have a loved one in recovery, what do you hope that they understand about this time of year?
Um, you know, if you have a loved one in recovery, just realize that they're probably going through a lot. They're going through a lot, and recovery is not easy. And try to support them and be there for them, and just extend some grace to them, and especially around these times that can be a little bit more difficult.
Absolutely. Tim, thank you so much for giving us your advice this morning. We know recovery is a long and difficult process, but having that support can make such a big difference this summer. We appreciate you.
Hey, sure thing. Have a great day.
You too. Have a good one.